My relationship with the Fallout Shelter really began before Fallout Shelter began. It was knowing Rich and Barrett and just knowing that what quality people they were, and then when they started Fallout Shelter, the things they were bringing to the community and also the kids and to the public just by awareness for self-defense to start with, but then also just awareness of who you are and where you are and your surroundings. Kind of a natural fit for things we want kids at school to know and be able to think about and do. So it kind of became a natural marriage of the Fallout Shelter with things we would like to do with kids at school. I think that's just a confidence builder for them. Part of it is it's not just the physical nature of self-defense, but their awareness to be confident in themselves, that think ahead a little bit, be aware, know that if you're going to go somewhere that you'll feel confident enough to go there without being fearful. Just some skills to survive life. You get out there in the world once you leave school. You know, school's a pretty comfortable place to be because you get used to it and we're all kind of in the same boat. But when you get out there on your own at some point, you need to be confident and comfortable as you can be and as confident as you can be. And so that's one of the benefits for them. First of all, I think is the great partnership in that you're willing to get as many kids in as possible and work with them. And just it's a different level of conversation with kids. You know, in the classrooms, they're used to their teachers. And it's kind of like kids with their own parents. At some point, you know, you say, my kids don't listen to me. And teachers will think, well, the kids aren't listening to me. But you bring in a guest speaker, and they're very attentive. It's just a different delivery. And for us taking them into Fallout Shelter is just a different delivery. It's a different setting. It's different people. I think they're very attentive. And I think that's one of the benefits of it as well, is that it's just a different way of doing some of the important things that we need to do. You know, I really don't think there's any misconceptions. I think they're curious as to what exactly are they doing. I don't think there's any issue where they would say, if we said that, yeah, they're going to go to Fallout, they're going to do a little self-defense, they're going to teach them a little self-awareness. They'll say, well, what does that mean? You know, are you teaching my kid to be able to protect themselves, to fight their way out of a situation? I would say that, you know, that happens, but it's more to it than that. It's being aware and knowing your surroundings, and being prepared and thinking ahead a little bit. And those are skills you use in situations where you don't have to fight your way out of a situation, you know, when they start thinking self-defense as the topic. Oh, absolutely. You know, I go back to my earlier days of martial arts work, and that was all, it wasn't necessarily fighting, but it was sport. But it was all the physical piece. It wasn't always the mental piece, other than maybe you go in to a competition with a strategy in mind. But this is a strategy in mind to just be aware of your surroundings, know where you're going to go, and be prepared if something is going to get a little weird, just to know how to handle it or have in your own mind a plan. We talk about that in schools all the time. What would we do if something happened here? Well, if you don't ever think about what you would do if something's going to happen, you are not going to be prepared if it does happen.
How have you been personally impacted?
Personally impacted, I believe that, first of all, I think it's great that the kids have the opportunity, because, you know, I don't know how we would bring them this opportunity if it wasn't for Fallout. Personally, I just think it's a great deal, you know, knowing Rich and Barrett for as long as I have and the good things they do, that they can impact more kids. Much like, you know, I wish I could get my kids, all of the kids, in front of some of the really strong teachers we have. We've got great teachers, but there are some that are just above and beyond, and I wish that every kid could have that teacher, even though they'll have good teachers, but they can't all have this one great stellar teacher. So it's I'd like to put them in front of good people, and this is an opportunity to do that. Well, I want to know that there's an opportunity out there to learn about yourself, to be prepared physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever it takes for you to become a better person, so that you can go out in the world and be confident in yourself and confident in where you want to go and do things. So that's what I want them to know, is that it's more than just learning how to defend yourself physically. It's mental preparation as well.